Hi, you're watching Anyverse English. The story unfolds at the Shin family villa, where a figure is seen practicing martial arts techniques, delivering a flurry of punches. This figure is Shin Xiang, a 16-year-old martial artist lacking a spiritual vein, yet possessing a handsome visage and a well-toned physique. Suddenly, applause breaks the concentration as Shin Xiang's cousin, Shin Jinhua, appears behind him. You're quite formidable, Shin Xiang. Just a few punches, and you've shattered that log, he remarks, with one of his disciples chiming in agreement. Indeed, that's impressive. Another disciple adds, it seems the hopes of the Shin family rest upon your shoulders. Shin Xiang shoots them a cold glare, questioning, Shin Jinhua, what's your intention? Shin Jinhua responds with a smirk, what do you mean? I simply want to remind you not to disgrace the Shin family within our martial arts training grounds. He gestures towards the broken logs with a surge of powerful qi emanating from his body. Do you wish to punch these logs and become the subject of ridicule? One of his disciples boasts, Brother Jinhua, your strength is remarkable. And another adds that qi belongs to the 4th level of the mortal martial realm. Shin Jinhua persisted in his taunting, Shin Xiang, it seems you still haven't grasped the truth. No matter how diligently you practice here every day, even if your hands bleed from training, without a spiritual vein, you'll remain nothing but a waste. Just continue hiding in your shell, much like your worthless father. Upon hearing these words, Shin Xiang's anger flared, his eyes icy as he demanded, Shin Jinhua, dare to repeat that? With a smile, Shin Jinhua replied, am I wrong? With the strength of your father, Shin Tianhu, you could have contended for the position of patriarch. But alas, because of you, he's stripped of even the opportunity to participate. He's left toiling away, merely to sustain a scoundrel like yourself. It's truly pitiful. Shin Xiang erupted in fury, are you trying to provoke me? With that, he launched his attack. But Shin Jinhua swiftly evaded a smirk playing on his lips. With just you, he taunted. However, his smile vanished in an instant as Shin Xiang's punch left a minor cut on his face, blood streaming from the wound. Recoiling, he bellowed, you've truly angered me. I'll end you. In the ensuing moment, Shin Xiang charged forward, assessing he's only at the 4th mortal martial realm, typically reliant on true qi and lax in physical training. If I focus on hand-to-hand combat, I might have a chance. As he closed the distance, Shin Jinhua sneered, come here, you worthless scum. With that, he launched another attack, but Shin Xiang deftly dodged it. Frowning, Shin Jinhua muttered, what's this? Why is this trash so agile? Meanwhile, Shin Xiang observed Shin Jinhua intently, a plan forming in his mind. This is my opening, he thought, and unleashed a powerful blow at Jinhua. Witnessing this, the disciples were shaken. This trash bested Shin Jinhua, the prodigy of the Shin family, using only his physical prowess, one exclaimed, while another interjected, wait, something's not right. Look, body protection qi? Shin Jinhua paused, assessing the situation. In the next moment, he leapt into the air, his body charged with powerful qi, crashing down onto Shin Xiang in a tremendous explosion. Shin Xiang found himself pinned under Jinhua's knee, thinking bitterly, almost got defeated by this worthless scum. Observing this, a disciple speculated, body protection? Brother Shinhua, have you reached the 5th mortal martial realm? With a subtle smile, Shin Jinhua replied, though I've just attained it, it seems to be serving its purpose quite well. Seizing Shin Xiang, Jinhua lifted him into the air and taunted, thought you could outsmart me? Now, what shall I do with you? In the next moment, he charged his hand with qi and struck Shin Xiang's chest, causing blood to spray from his mouth. He then hurled him against the wall, shattering it and inflicting numerous injuries, blood pouring from Shin Xiang's battered body. Then, Shin Jinhua charged once more, his voice filled with malice as he declared, die, you worthless scum. With that, he launched his attack, triggering a massive explosion. Amidst the smoke-filled aftermath, he sighed, what a pity. As the haze dissipated, an unexpected turn of events unfolded. Shin Xiang's father, Shin Tianhu, leapt in between, shielding his son from the attack and saving him. Shin Jinhua spoke from behind, uncle, with your cultivation, you could have easily blocked my attack. Shin Tianhu turned to face him, his voice firm, leave. Upon hearing this, Shin Jinhua dared not argue further. He departed, but not before remarking, it won't be long before the time comes to compete for the position of the head of the family. Let's see if my father succeeds. Shin Xiang, bloodstained and battered, spoke up, Father, I'm nothing but a burden. Shin Tianhu lifted him gently, replying, The path of martial arts is not for everyone. Ordinary people have their paths in life. You need not concern yourself with it. Xinxiang persisted, but the Xin family, they don't accept mortals. Later, in Xinxiang's room at the Xin family estate, he sat with a book in hand when he heard a familiar voice calling from outside. "Brother Xiaoxiang, are you in there?" Recognizing the voice, Xinxiang murmured, "Xian." It was indeed Skin, Xinxiang's fiancée, who entered with concern evident on her face. "Uncle Xin, I've come here many times, but he refuses to see me even once." "Is he seriously injured?" she inquired. Xintianhu replied solemnly, "Let's go home, Xian. He won't see you." Her retort was swift. "But why? I'm his fiancée." Xintianhu sighed, "Xian, let's end this engagement today." Perplexed, Xian questioned, "What do you mean?" Xintianhu explained, "You are the treasure of the Shui family, a martial arts genius. But Xinxiang lacks a spiritual vein. His whole life is destined to be that of an ordinary mortal. He doesn't deserve to be with you." Defiantly, Xian asserted, "Who says he needs to be worthy? We love each other, and that's enough." Xintianhu maintained his stance. Marriage decisions are made by parents. "Please, go back." Xinxiang overheard their conversation and pondered deeply. "I must become stronger. I must defy everything to become stronger, for Xian, for my father, and myself." Meanwhile, the Hell Spirit Grass, a once-in-a-thousand-year spirit herb, held the power to strengthen spiritual energy when consumed in pill form. Later, at the Dead Place, atop an immortal devil cliff, demonic eagles roamed while thunder and lightning created a harrowing atmosphere. Undeterred by the dangers, Xinxiang continued to climb the cliff. Upon reaching his destination, he sighed in relief. Finally, I made it. There it is, the Hell Spirit Grass, he muttered to himself. It can only be harvested on the Een day of the Een year and Een month. If I miss this opportunity, who knows how many years I'll have to wait. But if I can turn it into an elixir, even without a spiritual vein, I can break through to the 5th level instantly. With determination, he reached out and grabbed the Hell Spirit Grass, a smirk playing on his lips. It's time to change my fate. Suddenly, his expression turned to shock as thunder boomed overhead, and in the next moment, lightning struck perilously close to him. "Heavens, are you kidding me?" he exclaimed. "All my efforts, how can I lose it like this?" Struggling to maintain his grip, he found himself barely hanging on. Unfortunately, the rock he clung to gave way, and he plummeted. Just a little bit more, he cried out as he fell. "Then, I will no longer be a waste." A few moments later, as Xinxiang's eyes fluttered open, he murmured, "This is..." Suddenly, realization dawned on him, and his eyes widened in disbelief. Did I die? Before him stood 2 girls, one with white hair who spoke sharply, "Little brat, if you don't get up, I'll leave you to rot." Struggling to his feet, Xinxiang breathed a sigh of relief, prompting the 2 girls to do the same. Introducing himself, he explained, "I'm Xinxiang. I was attempting to harvest some herbs from above the cliff when it started shaking, and I fell. It wasn't my intention to offend you, seniors." The girl with white hair sighed in dissatisfaction. "I thought we finally found someone to help us, but instead we get a little brat without any spiritual vein. Oh well, when we sisters die, someone will surely build our graves." Perplexed, Xinxiang asked, "Why do you say that, senior?" She retorted sharply, "Call me sister," then proceeded to explain, "The death chi surrounds this immortal devil cliff. It takes someone with a strong physique and chi to escape. Both of us are injured at the bottom of this cliff, with wild animals rampaging around. Do you understand our predicament now?" The other girl with black hair was visibly in pain, her injuries severe and blood dripping from them. Sensing her distress, Xinxiang offered, "Senior, I have some spirit herbs from my family." But the black-haired girl interrupted, "This wound can't be treated with normal spirit herbs. Besides, we'll be buried here sooner or later. There's no need for that." Determined to help, Xinxiang grabbed her hand firmly. "How would you know if you don't try it? I still have very important matters to attend to, and I believe you have a reason to keep fighting too. So even if I have to risk everything, I want you to try it once." Observing him, the white-haired girl whispered, "This little brat, maybe we can try." With that decision made, the black-haired girl removed her clothes from her back, revealing her wounds. Xinxiang quickly covered his eyes, his face flushed. Men and women should not be in such situations. It's not appropriate for me to do this. The white-haired girl intervened. We're seriously injured, so we need you to apply the medicine. Apologizing, Xinxiang took the medicine and extended his hand, only to receive a charming look from the black-haired girl. With a skillful touch, she murmured, in the face of my mystical skills, all men will reveal their true nature. Come on, follow your instincts. With that enchanting spell, Xinxiang found himself entranced, his hand moving to apply the medicine. However, a sudden realization struck him, and his eyes widened in alarm. Wait. He swiftly withdrew his hand. The black-haired girl observed him with curiosity. Xinxiang, what are you doing? She inquired. Realizing his mistake, Xinxiang hastily dropped to one knee and apologized. Sorry, senior. I felt like I was being controlled by something. I'm sorry. After assessing him, the white-haired girl suggested, Senior sister, I think this little brat is trustworthy. The black-haired girl smiled in agreement. He has a strong will and good character. Addressing him, the white-haired girl beckoned. Come here, little brat. Congratulations on passing the test. Xinxiang wondered. Test? Could it be that just now? The white-haired girl, Su Meiyao, revealed, I'll tell you the truth. My name is Su Meiyao, the lord of the Danxiang Herbal Manor. And this is my senior sister, Bai Yuyu, the princess of the Devil Domain. Upon hearing this, Xinxiang sneered inwardly, the lord of the Danxiang Herbal Manor. The princess of the Devil Domain. Su Meiyao continued, We were attacked by a personal enemy and severely wounded. We are unable to move and have lost much of our previous strength. Moreover, formidable demon beasts lurk around here, so we must leave quickly. Curious, Xinxiang inquired, What's the plan? Bai Yuyu replied solemnly, We will gift you the extreme yin and yang divine veins of me and my sister. If you can refine them, you can break through the death chi of the immortal devil cliff and escape. Su Meiyao added, You should understand that with our characteristics, even if we were to die, we would not give our veins to a person of low character. That's why senior sister tested you just now. Xinxiang asked tentatively, So, then? I passed the test? Bai Yuyu cautioned, Don't rush to be happy. The fusion and refinement of divine veins is not something ordinary people can do. There may even be risks of death. You can think about it carefully, or you can refuse. Xinxiang declared firmly, I won't refuse. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for. Su Meiyao, with a raised voice, asked, Okay, I officially ask you, Xinxiang, are you willing to sign a blood pact with the two of us, receive the divine veins, and help us recover our cultivation in the future? Xinxiang replied confidently, I accept. As long as I become stronger, I will do anything. Su Meiyao smiled approvingly. Good. So, let's begin. With that, she produced a spiritual talisman. Minutes later, as the process of transferring the spiritual veins commenced, Xinxiang's body surged with heavenly qi, veins protruding from his skin. Soon, the absorption process neared its completion, the heavenly qi slowly being assimilated by him. Su Meiyao expressed concern. His meridians are already broken, and his divine consciousness is constantly shrinking. Is the fusion of divine veins still too difficult for him? Suddenly, a roar echoed throughout the cave, startling them. Su Meiyao turned towards the sound, realizing, the sound of a ferocious beast? Did this kid touch the Hell Spirit Grass? Damn it! The beasts guarding the Hell Spirit Grass are all above the 7th level. If this continues, we will die. Xinxiang, she called out urgently. Your condition right now is very difficult. You can still save half of your life if you give up now. Despite blood erupting from all over his body, Xinxiang replied resolutely, I won't give up. Simultaneously, he reflected, I was born without a spiritual vein. Even with all my efforts so far, I haven't been able to catch up with others. When my family needed support, I couldn't help either. Now that the opportunity is in front of me, With a loud shout, he declared, Even if I die, I won't give up. In the next moment, his body surged with power and he collapsed. Hey, little brat! Su Meiyao exclaimed. Suddenly, their eyes widened as a huge, tall monster appeared before them with a deafening roar. Su Meiyao turned to Bai Yuyu urgently, asking, What should we do, sister? Bai Yuyu urged her, Little sister, examine his wounds and meridians. Su Meiyao was shocked as she observed Xinxiang's wounds healing on their own. Has it succeeded? She wondered aloud. If this little brat is so lucky, once he smoothly refines the 2 divine veins, I'm afraid no one will be his opponent. Bai Yuyu assessed the situation. He still needs a little more time. Let's cover him. Just hold out. Maybe there's still hope. Sumeo nodded in agreement. Yes. Baiyu turned towards the monster and shouted, "You ugly beast. Die for me." With that, she leapt into the air and launched her attack. However, the monster remained unharmed and retaliated furiously. With a swift movement, it slammed its tail into both Sumeo and Baiyu, sending them crashing into the wall. As blood spewed from their mouths, Baiyu lamented, "If we still had our original power, this beast would have been killed in one strike." Damn it. The monster's gaze shifted towards Shinxiang, and it charged forward. Baiyu shouted, "Demon beast, don't go over there." She released the grasping Soul Devil curse, which grabbed the monster's tail and slammed it onto the surface. Despite her efforts, Baiyu's expression changed as the monster retaliated by pulling its tail and smashing her onto the other side. She realized, damn it, I need to get rid of this demon beast. However, the monster's attention remained fixed on Shinxiang, much to Baiyu's concern. Not good, she observed. Suddenly, a huge lightning burst onto the monster, causing it to tremble. Both Shinxiang and Baiyu were shocked by this turn of events. Sumeo remarked, "Senior sister, his fusion speed was much faster than we expected." Tremendous chi emerged from Shinxiang's body, making him seem like a newly born heavenly god. With the two yin-yang spiritual veins, he was now undefeatable. Shinxiang marveled, "This is the feeling of having divine veins? The power seems to be gushing out of my body." Turning to the two seniors, he immediately bowed respectfully, expressing his gratitude. "Thanks to both sisters who sacrificed their lives to buy enough time for me." Sumeo pointed at the monster and urged, "Little brat, try fighting it to test your strength." As the monster regained consciousness, it charged forward. Shinxiang grabbed both of the seniors and moved them away from the monster. "You'll both be safer here. I will deal with it." With determination, he rushed towards the monster, thinking, the reaction time and jumping power are several times stronger than before. Let's try the power of my fist. With that thought, he delivered a powerful blow to the monster. However, as he landed on the surface, he gritted his teeth in frustration. No effect. In the next moment, the monster released chi from its nose, revealing 3 heads and several large eggs. Shinxiang ran back, shouting, "This beast is really hard to deal with." Sumeo shouted from behind, "Even a beast can use true chi to attack. You stupid boy, you're still using brute force." Upon hearing Sumeo's words, Shinxiang realized, yeah, now I have more than just brute force. I can feel an aura rapidly flowing through my meridians and about to burst out. This is the power of true chi. Come on, demon beast. Let's fight. As the monster inhaled its chi and made a powerful blow, Shinxiang easily dodged it and maneuvered onto the ground. In the next moment, he charged forward again, declaring, "Sorry, I'm faster this time." His powerful strike caused the monster to tremble and roar in pain. Shinxiang, running along the surface, marveled at his immense powers. With that attack, the ceiling of the cave got damaged, and a few rocks started falling. Sumeo warned, "Little brat, you're so careless. Come here. This place is about to collapse. We have to leave quickly." She threw a storage ring towards them and instructed, "Sisters, I'll get you out. Put a drop of blood on it, and it will recognize you as its master. Quickly. This is a storage ring. Just put us in it." Shinxiang bit his finger and drew blood. As the monster departed, Shinxiang said, "Let's go. It's almost too late." Both of them nodded in agreement. In the next moment, they entered the ring. Then, Shinxiang surged his powers and pondered, "Father, Stian, wait for me." Later that night, in Shinxiang's room, he called Sumeo and informed her, "Sister Meiyao, the water has already been poured. If you want to take a bath, you can go to the Shin family's bath. Why do you have to do it in this room?" Sumeo approached and replied, "Little brat, our identities must not be known by others, otherwise it will be your death." She started removing her clothes, saying finally, "I can take a bath." A blush appeared on Shinxiang's face as he asked, "Shall I go and guard the door?" Sumeo denied it and urged, "No, just stay here." Baiyu added, "Turn around and close your eyes." As he turned around, Baiyu went to work the water with Sumeo. Sumeo then called him and said, "By the way, I still have something for you." Feeling embarrassed, Shinxiang asked, "What is it?" Sumeo urged, "Come here. Lower your head a little more." As he came closer, she extended her finger and performed magic. Shinxiang wondered, is this? She explained to him, this is the cultivation method I practiced, the four symbols divine art. It has been passed on to you through my spiritual consciousness, and my understanding of this cultivation method has also been passed on to you. So just practice accordingly. According to the cultivation method, run the true qi in your body to feel it. Xinxiang replied, I will try. Sister Meiyao, I can feel a fire surging wildly in my body. Su Meiyao said, that's the fire of true qi. You started pretty quickly, but you need to keep practicing and try to control this power. Bai Yu told him, junior sister used to be an alchemist. You can also try those secret alchemy methods, but alchemy requires extremely great talent, so you don't have to force yourself to learn it. Xinxiang was surprised upon hearing that, and he asked, these cultivation and heart methods have indeed been reflected in my mind. Both sisters. To be able to transmit so much information through divine sense. Are they at the 8th level of the mortal martial realm? No. Are they above the 9th or more? Isn't it? Su Meiyao explained, little brother, you should know that above the mortal martial realm, there is the true martial realm, the nirvana realm, and so on. The path of cultivation is much longer than you think. And the Xinwu continent where you live is just a drop of the ocean in the entire martial arts world. Bai Yu added, our enemies can destroy the strongest man you have ever heard of with a snap of their fingers, so it is impossible to reveal our existence to anyone, including your loved ones. Xinxiang pondered, I always believed that attaining the 9th rank in the mortal martial realm meant reaching the pinnacle. But hearing the sister's words, could it be that we're simply too feeble? Su Meiyao tenderly ruffled his hair and reassured him, for not, dear brother. With your yin and yang divine veins, dedicate yourself to mastering the four symbols divine arts and honing your skills in alchemy. In due time, you shall ascend to become a martial arts deity. A few hours later, Su Meiyao chuckled softly. How I yearn to soak for another couple of hours. Bai Yu interjected, Xinxiang, your foundation is presently lacking. When the moment arises, I shall instruct you in the ways of devil cultivation. Determinately, Xinxiang replied, I shall diligently refine myself and honor both of your teachings. As they conversed, a voice suddenly reverberated from behind, Xiaoxiang. Reacting swiftly, the two masters retreated into the ring as Shen Tianhu approached, calling out anxiously, Xiaoxiang, are you unharmed? I heard you returned from the immortal Devil Cliff. Did the gathered death qi there have any adverse effects on your health? Assuring his father, Xinxiang replied, Father, I'm perfectly fine. Despite his apprehension about his father discovering the presence of the two masters, Su Meiyao transmitted, do not worry, we are concealed within the storage ring. He cannot detect us. Shen Tianhu scrutinized him, insisting, let me examine you for any injuries. Suddenly, his eyes widened in astonishment as he inspected Xinxiang and inquired, Xiaoxiang, do you possess a spiritual vein? Xinxiang's face lit up with a radiant smile as he replied, indeed, the Hell Spirit grass lives up to its 1,000-year reputation as a spiritual herb. It was worth the risk I took. Tears welled up in Shen Tianhu's eyes upon hearing this. Excellent, he exclaimed emotionally. Xinxiang encouraged his father, saying, Father, strive for the position of patriarch. I have faith in your success. Nodding affirmatively, Shen Tianhu remarked, it appears that all of this is indeed the will of the gods. Splendid. Let the Shen family witness how we, father and son, ascend to leadership in the clan. Na. A week later, at the Spirit Dan Pavilion. Reflecting on his progress, Xinxiang remarked, after a week of practice, it seems I can control the true qi fire quite proficiently. However, as Sister Meiyao suggested, if I wish to enhance my power rapidly, I must rely on refining elixirs. Yet, the Peiyuan Body Dan costs 5,000 large spirit stones. Not to mention finished dawn. I cannot even afford the herbs to concoct them. Su Meiyao retorted, Fool, if you can't afford the herbs, you can simply cultivate them yourself. Xinxiang questioned, Grow them myself? Sister Meiyao, are you jesting? It takes 3 years for herbs to grow at the fastest. Su Meiyao assured him, that's for common people. I have my methods. Xinxiang acquiesced, albeit skeptically, that. All right. Later, at the shop, Xinxiang inquired, do you have seedlings of azure spirit grass and blood element flower? Please provide me with 5 of each. The person at the counter responded, I'll retrieve them for you. Please wait a moment. At that moment, Shen Jinhua approached from behind, taunting, Well, if it isn't the great waste of the Shin family, purchasing herbs for your health. Accompanied by the governor of Woa City's daughter, Hua Yunxin, she added insult, isn't this Xinxiang? It's embarrassing to see that your family's eldest grandson is such a failure. Xinxiang ignored their remarks, urging the shopkeeper to hurry. Both of them were taken aback by his indifference. Hua Yunxin wondered, Brother Xinhua, how can this trash ignore you like that? Growing increasingly agitated, Xinhua snapped, Xinxiang, itching for a fight again, are you? Ignored once more, he charged forward, executing the Tianong Palm technique. Swiftly evading his attack, Xinxiang sidestepped, causing Xinhua's strike to land on the counter instead. Hua Yunxin, witnessing the scene, was alarmed. You dodged it? How is this possible? Xinxiang responded calmly, it seems you focus solely on training your true qi without strengthening your body. With your speed, how do you expect to defeat anyone? Enraged further, Xinhua shouted, it's not your place to boast. With a surge of fiery qi enveloping him, he charged forward. Anticipating his move, Xinxiang launched a counterattack. Their fists collided with each other forcefully. With a smirk, Xinhua taunted, fool, daring to challenge me. Your hand is probably shattered, isn't it? Retracting his hand, Xinxiang noticed a slight bloodstain caused by his ring. Unfazed, he remarked, Xinhua, I thought your weakness was merely physical, but it seems your true qi is equally feeble. Confused, Xinhua frowned. What? Xinxiang extended his hand, demonstrating, observe closely, the true qi. As he spoke, his true qi surged around his body. Xinhua, bewildered, muttered, how can this, a trash like you? Meanwhile, Hua Yunxin found herself overwhelmed by the energy. Ah, it's hot. Brother Xinhua, why are you just standing there? Teach him a lesson. Put a stop to this. As tensions escalated, a figure descended from the upper floor, shouting, cease this at once. This is the Spirit Dan Hall. Who dares to cause a disturbance here? Xinxiang swiftly apologized. I apologize sincerely. I'm Xinxiang, and I didn't intend to offend. My younger brother here has been acting recklessly, so I took it upon myself to reprimand him. Through gritted teeth, Xinhua interjected, you keep quiet. The person in authority intervened sharply, that's your internal affair. How dare you disturb the master of the Spirit Dan Hall while he's concocting elixirs? Don't blame me for being impolite. Turning to Xinhua, Xinxiang declared, Xinhua, I'll let you off this time. If you're still dissatisfied, I'll see you at the Patriarch's selection. Infuriated, Xinhua retorted, Patriarch's selection. You're not even worthy. With a serene smile, Xinxiang replied, now that I possess a spiritual vein, it's only natural for me to assist my father in the selection process. Just hope you don't lose too embarrassingly. Seething with frustration, Xinhua muttered to himself, what kind of luck did this trash stumble upon? However, the elders passed down to me the spiritual-level martial arts skill, Tianong Slashing Axe. Mastering it before the Patriarch's selection, dealing with this trash will be a breeze. Turning to leave, he urged, Yunxin, let's go. Hua Yunxin questioned, are you letting him off so easily? As the two departed, Xinxiang bid his farewell, then I shall take my leave as well. With that, he too departed, leaving the commotion behind. The onlookers marveled, mastering the fire of true qi at such a young age? Remarkable. Another chimed in, it seems the Shin family is nurturing a promising alchemy talent. However, skepticism arose. Do you believe alchemy can be achieved solely by mastering the fire of true qi? If that were the case, why are there so few alchemists in the entire South Martial Kingdom? It's a long and arduous journey. Without proper guidance, one might never produce a single pill in their lifetime. Agreeing, another added, indeed, alchemy demands qualifications and resources far beyond our comprehension. Interrupting their discussion, a figure approached from behind, remarking, it's quite rare for someone of his age to cultivate the fire of true qi to such purity. Turning to their master, one asked eagerly, Master, did you witness it? The kid seems exceptionally talented. Should I recruit him? The figure, the master of the Spirit Dan Pavilion, responded firmly, I won't accept him. Send a message to all alchemists in Woa City. None are permitted to teach alchemy skills to Xinxiang. 3 days later, in the Shin family's courtyard, Xinxiang diligently tended to the spirit herbs he had planted, witnessing their rapid growth. He turned to Su Meiyao and exclaimed, Sister Meiyao, the dragon slaver technique you taught me is truly incredible. I can hardly believe I was able to ripen these herbs in just 3 days. Su Meiyao nodded in agreement. Indeed, dragon slaver is derived from the essence of heaven and earth, containing an immensely potent vitality. However, your dragon slaver is still too weak. Currently, it can only affect these miscellaneous herbs. But once your cultivation becomes pure and solid enough in the future, even the growth of millennium spiritual trees can be significantly accelerated. Observing closely, Xinxiang remarked, the dragon slaver you condensed is undoubtedly more effective. It seems I still require more practice. Su Meiyao tilted her head gently and offered, how about it, little brother? Would you like me to help you improve your breathing technique? If you wish, I can even teach you mouth-to-mouth. Xinxiang hesitated, replying, Sister Meiyao, isn't that a bit inappropriate? With a playful tone, Su Meiyao chuckled, I was just teasing you. Why are you taking it so seriously, you little brat? Later, inside his room, Xinxiang exclaimed, with these herbs, I can finally try my hand at alchemy. Turning to his sisters, he asked, do we need to prepare so much food for alchemy? Su Meiyao retorted, of course, we need plenty of food. We have no idea how long the process will take. Do you intend to starve us to death? By you added, I can't even remember the last time I ate food from the mortal world. Undeterred, Xinxiang declared, regardless of how long it takes to make these pills, let's begin by using my divine sense. With determination, he stepped outside and entered the divine realm. Gazing around, he pondered, where am I? In the blink of an eye, a ferocious beast resembling an eagle appeared before him. Shocked, Xinxiang exclaimed, what is this? Su Meiyao entered and marveled, I can't believe you entered the divine realm so swiftly. You truly have a talent for this. Perplexed, Xinxiang inquired, divine realm. Su Meiyao elucidated, this is my master's unique alchemical Tao, creating a special realm using divine sense. Here, your true chi fire will be greatly enhanced, and your alchemy refinement will be tens of times more effective than outside. The creature you see, transformed by the fire of your true chi, is Baifeng. By passing its trial, you'll learn the refining method for mortal-level pills. The trial's contents vary, and it's up to you to figure out how to overcome them. With that, she departed, leaving Xinxiang to contemplate his next steps. Xinxiang resolved, then, I shall go meet this flame bird. As he spoke, Baifeng ignited the fire key in its mouth and directed it towards Xinxiang. Observing the incoming fireball, Xinxiang frowned. Wait, is it starting already? The fireball erupted upon impact, propelling Xinxiang to the other side. Despite the sudden displacement, he managed to stabilize himself and realized, this is an alchemy technique. I can't go wrong if I use my true chi fire. With determination, he surged his true chi fire into his hand. Meanwhile, Baifeng released another fireball from the opposite side. Undeterred, Xinxiang prepared his counterattack, understanding the trial's mechanics. As their fireballs collided, immense pressure filled the air. Miraculously, Xinxiang's true chi fire survived and approached Baifeng. Realizing the trial's nature, Xinxiang mused, it seems I was right. This trial tests my ability to condense my true chi fire at the right time to offset the opponent's attack. However, as his true chi fire collided with Baifeng, it unexpectedly split into 3 smaller versions of the creature. Perplexed, Xinxiang wondered, why did it split into 3? Suddenly, the miniature Baifengs rushed towards him. Xinxiang retaliated with his true chi fire, confident that handling 3 opponents wouldn't be an issue. Yet, to his dismay, the fireball redirected towards him, exploding upon impact. Gritting his teeth, Xinxiang exclaimed, why did it fail? Upon further observation, he concluded, wait, perhaps the size of these 3 birds represents the difference in firepower. I need to use different levels of purity of true chi fire to deal with them, just as one adjusts heat levels while performing alchemy. I'll target the smallest one first. Come here, let's try this again, Xinxiang exclaimed, determination in his voice. Let's start with you. With that said, he leapt into the air, targeting the smallest Baifeng. Despite his repeated attacks, the agile creature managed to dodge each strike effortlessly. Xinxiang was taken aback. It disappeared? No, it's behind me. Suddenly, the smallest Baifeng unleashed a powerful fire chi attack, sending Xinxiang crashing back to the ground. Dazed, he muttered, how is it so fast? Carefully observing their movements, Xinxiang noticed they were continuously flying in a circle, creating a tornado of fire chi. Although it has become smaller, its speed and attack frequency have increased several times. I need to distinguish the size of the firepower while avoiding its attacks and quickly counterattacking. In the next moment, Shen Xiang lunged forward, leaping into the air and surging his true fire chi. With a decisive blow, he finally managed to explode one of the smaller Bai Fangs, causing a massive explosion that sent him crashing to the ground. Such incredible power. I underestimated the enemy, he realized. Undeterred, he surged his true fire chi and shouted, again. 7 days later, on the day of the Patriarch's selection at the Shen family villa. Standing proudly at the forefront was Shen Nao Hai, 8th level of the mortal martial realm and commander of the Shen family branch, a contender for the position of Patriarch. He retorted, Shen Tianhu, according to clan rules, both the Patriarch and their relatives must possess formidable cultivation. Your son lacks a spiritual vein, rendering him a waste. Are you truly worthy of competing for the position of Patriarch? Shen Tianhu countered, the entire Woa city recognizes my son's potential in pill-making. You may call him a failure, but do the elders of the Shen family agree? Interrupting the conversation, Shen Hanhai interjected, so what if he can make pills? He's already caused trouble with the Spirit Pill Pavilion's master. Without a master to guide him, who knows how long it'll take him to make a single pill? Shen Xiang arrived at that moment and challenged, who said I can't become an alchemist? I may not be naturally gifted, but I can still make pills without a master. Scoffing, Shen Hanhai addressed him, Nephew Shen, have you been overheated in the sun? It takes at least a year to learn alchemy, and you've only just mastered using True Chi fire a few days ago. After a few minutes of conversation, Shen Hanhai proposed, all right, this uncle will entertain you today. But if you lose, you must wager something worthwhile. Agreed. Confidently, Shen Tianhu responded, if my son loses, I will withdraw from the patriarchal competition. Simultaneously, he pondered, now that my son has made a bet, I'm certain he has a plan. Grateful, Shen Xiang thanked his father and turned to Shen Hanhai, asking, what do you say, uncle? Is this sincere enough? Shen Hanhai replied, of course. I'll gladly accept having one less opponent. With a smirk, Shen Xiang declared, excellent. His true fire chi erupted from his body as he exclaimed, let's begin. An hour later, as Shen Xiang remained engrossed in the process, Shen Haohai inquired, do you think Shen Xiang can refine it? Shen Hanhai shook his head. I doubt it unless he's a genius among geniuses. Meanwhile, Shen Xiang contemplated, the cultivation in the divine realm is truly effective. My true chi fire seems to dance at my fingertips, every change visible. Enduring 7 days and nights against those 3 creatures wasn't in vain. Unbeknownst to them, the entire process was being observed by the 2 masters through the space ring. Bai Yu queried, little sister, how long did it take you to pass the trial? Su Meijiao replied nonchalantly, 10 days? 15 days? Who can recall such distant memories? Bai Yu remarked with a smirk, so, he's more talented than you? Su Meijiao retorted, who said that? Master didn't even assist me back then. I've been painstakingly guiding this kid. But 7 days, that's quite impressive. This kid has a promising future. As Shen Xiang continued to exert his true fire chi on the jade jar of pills, he made the final blow and exclaimed, open. Curious about the outcome, the observers eagerly approached. Shen Xiang urged them, please, everyone, check. An elder remarked, this body-tempering pill appears even purer than those made by the Spirit Pill Pavilion. Another chimed in, well done. Your abilities have far surpassed those of a top-grade spiritual vein. Shen Hanhai, unwilling to accept defeat, objected, no way. You must have cheated. This can't be a genuine body-tempering pill. Shen Xiang responded with a smile, not a body-tempering pill? Little uncle, I've heard some interesting rumors from my subordinates recently. They mentioned your weak yang qi and certain deficiencies. Gritting his teeth, Shen Hanhai corrected, it's yang deficiency weakness. Shen Xiang tossed the pill towards him and remarked, I'm concerned about your health, so why not try this pill? Shen Hanhai warned, Shen Xiang, don't push your luck. Meanwhile, Shen Jinhua arrived and overheard the conversations of the elders. Shen Xiang can truly refine pills, he exclaimed. Our Shen family finally has an alchemist. Shouldn't our key training targets be adjusted accordingly? If the Shen family cultivates an alchemist, it's only a matter of time before we become the greatest family in Woa City. Furious at the praise, Shen Jinhua gritted his teeth and declared, no, I won't allow this to happen. He then shouted, Xinxiang, you're getting too arrogant. Today, I'll teach you a lesson in place of the clan elders. Unfazed, Xinxiang turned and reminded him, Xinjianhua, have you forgotten how miserably you lost in the Spirit Pill Pavilion that day? Enraged, Xinjianhua retorted, I hope you can still be as tough after facing this strike. With determination, he charged forward, wielding the Tianyang slashing axe. Xinxiang observed in astonishment, how can his true qi be so formidable? A massive explosion ensued from the attack. When the smoke cleared, Xinxiang stood firm, albeit coughing. Xinjianhua remarked, impressive. As expected of a spiritual-level technique. Such power in a single swing. Witnessing the use of the Tianyang slashing axe, Shen Qinhu frowned. Tianyang slashing axe? The Shen family's spiritual-level technique is only bestowed upon members who have made significant contributions. Who gave it to him secretly? This goes against the rules. Shen Hanhai intervened. Come on, brother Tianhu. Now that Jinhua has already cultivated it, there's no point in pursuing this. Let's see if Xinjianhua will make the most of this opportunity. Ha 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 ha. Amidst the combat, Xinxiang remarked, there's a flaw, before launching into an attack with the Azure Dragon Fist. Xinjianhua turned with a smile, taunting, fool, I revealed it to you on purpose. Look at my axe. With that, he swung his axe. Xinxiang dodged the attack, taken aback by the strategy. Pondering his next move, he realized, I underestimated him. It's impossible to attack from such a range. If I can find an opportunity, I just need 3 moves. No, I can defeat him in 1. At that moment, Su Meiyao appeared, her presence invincible. If you can't find an opportunity, why not create one yourself? She suggested. Xinxiang, surprised, questioned, Sister Meiyao? She continued, do you remember the martial artist roar at the Spirit Pill Pavilion? Did you feel your consciousness shake and your 5 orifices bind for a moment? Xinxiang replied, that roar can indeed shake people's hearts and minds. Su Meiyao explained, it's a type of sound howling skill, similar to the Azure Dragon Fist you just used. Now, follow my instructions. Focus the qi between your lips and teeth while channeling your true qi. Imagine the qi bursting out of your mouth like a mountain torrent, crashing and surging forth. As Xinxiang was immersed in his concentration, Xinjianhua approached, shouting, fool, do you think you have time to meditate now? With that, he swung his axe backwards. At that crucial moment, Xinxiang's eyes snapped open, sensing the opportune moment. In the next instant, a colossal dragon materialized behind him with a thunderous roar. Xinjianhua trembled at the sight, bewildered. A dragon. The onlookers were stunned. One of them stuttered, I think I saw a dragon. Shen Qinhu cheered, you can do it, little brat. Caught off guard, Xinjianhua sneered, damn it. I was tricked by this kid. His eyes darted around as Xinxiang disappeared from his view, muttering, where is he? Suddenly, Xinxiang emerged from the side and taunted, looking for me? With a mighty punch of the Azure Dragon Fist, he sent Xinjianhua flying backwards, crashing onto the ground. He grimaced in pain. Xinxiang approached him and asked, Xinjianhua, are you convinced? A few moments later, Shen Haohai lifted and shook his son, asking urgently, Xinhua, my son, are you okay? Xinjianhua groaned, Father, please stop shaking me. My bones are going to fall apart. Shen Haohai turned to Xinxiang, demanding, Xinxiang, what is the meaning of this? Regardless of clan brotherhood, you have seriously injured my son. How can the Shen family have such a vicious person like you? Xinxiang replied, every move Xinjianhua made was a killing move. Was he concerned about my life? I spared him because of our clan's friendship. Xinjianhua's mother urged with crocodile tears, elders, you must do something for my son. Then she shouted, everyone, listen to what Xinxiang said. Is he even human? He must be punished for seriously injuring my son. Others joined in the uproar, demanding punishment for Xinxiang. Some countered, bullshit. Your Xinjianhua is inferior to others. He couldn't beat Xinxiang even when he secretly cultivated a spiritual-level technique. A street fight erupted between the factions with differing opinions. You speak too much, one side shouted. You're spitting nonsense, the other side retorted. At that moment, a newcomer arrived, stating, the current Shen family is a real mess. How dare you even covet the Xue family's young lady with such meager qualifications? Why, you don't even seem worthy. Shen Hanhai demanded, who are you? How dare you be so rude as to disregard our Shen family? Shen Tianhu examined the emblem card on the newcomer's waist, realizing, Wohu Yao family? The newcomer explained, on behalf of the Yao family, I came here to send a message to Xinxiang. Xinxiang, I advise you to break off the engagement with Ms. Shui Xianxian as soon as possible. Xinxiang reacted strongly, shouting, Is it the Yao family's turn to judge my marriage with Xianxian? As he spoke, the man threw a sword in front of him, warning, This is a reminder. Don't blame me for being rude if you speak out of turn again. It's not just our Yao family's request to break off the marriage, it's also the Shui family's. The Shui family believes that only our young master, Yao Tianhua, can be matched with Shui Xianxian, not a loser like you. Upon hearing that name, some among them pondered, Yao Tianhua? The prodigious alchemist of the Yao family? Another interjected, I heard he mastered mid-mortal grade pill refinement by the age of 16. No wonder the Shui family is considering calling off the marriage. While yet another lamented, Indeed, it seems they lack integrity. Sen Xiang remarked, If the Shui family wishes to annul the marriage, why don't they send a representative themselves? Another retorted, It's because of you. I cannot fathom why their lovely daughter would persist with a person like you, but she is resolute about not breaking off the engagement. Xinxiang mused, as I suspected, Xianxian won't suggest breaking the betrothal herself. Firmly, he stated, In that case, I decline. The other person countered, Xinxiang, let's avoid unnecessary embarrassment. Withdraw from the marriage gracefully. You wouldn't want to disgrace yourself. If you insist on staying, then let's settle it with a contest against our young master. The outcome will determine everything. And mark my words, your meager honor will be obliterated in front of the three families. Onlookers puzzled, they want Xinxiang to compete with Yao Tianhua? Are they battling in alchemy? Xinxiang responded, It matters not. I agree. You choose whether it's martial arts or alchemy. Shen Haohai interjected, Xinxiang, are you daft? You've just begun refining mortal-level pills, while Yao Tianhua has over a decade of experience. If you lose, not only will you disgrace yourself, but our entire Shen family. Xinxiang replied, Just as Xianxian will never give up on me, I will never give up on her. I will emerge victorious, no matter what. The man sneered, Humph, ungrateful brat. Fine, I take it you agree. You'll be notified when the competition date is set. With that, he turned to leave, but Sen Xiang pulled out his sword and urged him to halt. In the next moment, he hurled the sword, narrowly missing the man's face and embedding it into the door. The blade grazed his cheek but caused no harm. Xinxiang demanded, Remove the Yao family's belongings. Don't soil our Shen family's courtyard. Upon hearing this, the man grew furious and shouted, You fool! You don't know your place. Today, I'll deal with you on the young master's behalf. As he charged forward and delivered a powerful blow. Xinxiang somehow managed to block the attack but was taken aback. At that crucial moment, Shen Tianhu arrived and shouted in rage, Stop it! As the man backed off, Xinxiang's retaliatory strike shattered the ground, emanating powerful qi. He declared, A Yao family deacon displays such arrogance in our Shen family's territory. Do you truly believe no one in our family can stop you? Even if I were to end you here, the Yu family won't stand for you. With a moment of pause for contemplation, the man turned back, stating, Fine, everything will be settled on the competition stage. As he departed, Shen Tianhu called out, Son. Xinxiang reassured him, Father, I'm fine. Then, Shen Tianhu addressed the elders, saying, Regarding the trial of Xinxiang and Shen Jinhua, I propose a compromise. Xinxiang will be tasked with refining pills to aid Jinhua's recovery, and we will drop the issue of him privately learning our family's spiritual level technique. Elder Pei, do you agree? Elder Pei replied, Yes, I believe it's acceptable. After all, we are family. Xinxiang continued, Following that, the selection of the new patriarch proceeded. I embarked on a special cultivation regimen in the mountains. Sister Mayao instructed me in the 4 symbols divine art, which encompasses the true qi of the azure dragon, white tiger, vermilion bird, and black tortoise, and how to practice it. This week, the white tiger's qi began to take effect. Although it hasn't been as smooth as harnessing the azure dragon's qi. During this time, my father has also made significant progress, defeating one competitor after another. Finally, the last day of the patriarch selection arrived. On the final day of the patriarch selection, Shen Hanhai declared, Shen Tianhu, this is the ultimate showdown. If you defeat his 2 brothers, the patriarch position will be yours. Shen Tianhu inquired, Will you face me individually or attack together? Shen Haohai asserted, I'll take you on alone. Otherwise, I won't earn anyone's respect." With a steely gaze, Shin Tianhu responded, "Then come at me." A formidable aura enveloped him. "I won't hold back." Onlookers were astonished at the display, murmuring, "Beast transformation? That's the iconic technique of the 8th level of the mortal martial realm. This technique utilizes true chi to alter one's form, tapping into the power of beasts, birds, or even weapons. As expected of Brother Tianhu, he's mastered the beast transformation skill." Meanwhile, Shin Haohai challenged, "Let's determine who remains standing on this stage. Will it be me, the furious wolf, or you, the thunderous tiger?" With lightning speed, they clashed, unleashing bursts of chi power. Shin Tianhu remarked, "Shin Hao, I'm impressed by how quickly you've mastered this skill. You haven't been in the 8th level of the mortal martial realm for long, have you?" Shin Haohai retorted, "Humph, you're no slouch yourself. Despite devoting all your resources to your son, you've cultivated an impressive reservoir of true chi." Shin Tianhu smirked, "Heh, I'm thrilled to spar with you." With that, he unleashed a barrage of attacks, shattering everything around them. Onlookers marveled, "Is this the clash of 8th level mortal martial realm experts?" An hour later, Shin Tianhu stood victorious while Shin Haohai lay defeated. Shin Tianhu unleashed the Thunder Tiger Absolute Light Formation, eliciting a thunderous roar. The force of the attack caused Shin Haohai to cough up blood. Shin Tianhu urged, "Submit." Shin Haohai countered, "Even if you've won this round, it's hardly an overwhelming advantage, is it?" However, Shin Tianhu was also wounded, collapsing to the ground moments later, blood staining his lips. Shin Haohai advised, "Tianhu, this contest involves life and death. It might be wise to concede." Shin Tianhu refused. "Give up? I could never relinquish the position of patriarch." Moments later, Shin Xiang arrived, placing a reassuring hand on Tianhu's shoulder. "Father, I witnessed your battle after finishing my cultivation. You looked quite impressive in victory." Shin Tianhu responded, "Naturally, your father is the epitome of handsome. It's just that I'm getting old." With that, he rose to his feet. Shin Xiang reassured him, "Don't worry, leave it to me." Shin Tianhu inquired, "Son, are you certain?" Then, Shin Xiang appealed, "Seniors, please permit me to fight on behalf of my father." Later, Shin Haohai cautioned, "This contest concerns the patriarch's position. Once the fight concludes, matters of life and death become paramount. Nephew Shin, have you truly considered this?" Shin Xiang nodded confidently, "Absolutely. I request one opportunity to strike with all my might. After that, I won't hold back." With determination, he charged forward, thinking, "After a week of cultivation, I've reached the 5th level of the mortal martial realm. How will it fare against the 7th level?" Shin Haohai observed him closely, noting, "Why does your true chi feel peculiar?" Shin Xiang surged ahead, unleashing a powerful storm-killing fist. As Shin Haohai blocked the attack, tremendous pressure exploded from the impact. Elder Pei frowned, "Is this the same Shin Xiang?" Another elder added, "I fear that strike possesses the force of the 6th level." Shin Xiang pondered, "Did it succeed?" As the smoke cleared, Haohai erected a glacial shield to deflect the attack. He remarked, "For someone at the 5th level of the mortal martial realm, you wield true chi remarkably well. Shin Xiang, I have underestimated you." Shin Xiang retorted, "No effect? That was my full-powered strike infused with Azure Dragon true chi." Suddenly, his expression shifted as a beast materialized, and he sneered, "What's this?" Shin Haohai explained, "Shin Xiang, this is my first time employing beast transformation in combat. How does it feel?" Shin Xiang was taken aback. Beast transformation? But isn't that an ability typically only accessible at the 8th level of the mortal martial realm? Shin Haohai clarified, "I've already attained the 7th level and am poised for a breakthrough. Additionally, I've mastered preliminary beast fighting techniques. Do you comprehend now? You're destined to lose this competition." With that declaration, he launched his attack. Shin Xiang observed his movements carefully and swiftly dodged. Then, in the next moment, he charged forward, delivering an Azure Dragon Fist. But as he struck, his expression shifted once more, pondering, still no effect. Immediately, he retreated, thinking, "I need to create some distance." Unfortunately, Shin Haohai swiftly closed the gap, taunting, "Too slow." With a powerful blow, he sent Shin Xiang hurtling out of the ring. As Shin Xiang crashed onto the ground, Shin Haohai descended from above, stating, "Shin Xiang, perhaps in 10 more years, you might stand a chance against me. But today, I must secure the patriarchal position. With that declaration, he unleashed the 100 Fisher Glacier Stomp, suppressing Xinxiang with overwhelming force. Xinxiang contemplated. Even the full force of Azure Dragon True Chi can't harm him, and my reserves are dwindling. With determination, he charged forward, shouting, "If you can't evade, then face it." Shenhan Hai retorted, "I'll crush you like an egg against a rock." He unleashed his powers once more. Undeterred, Xinxiang stood firm, and then a colossal explosion erupted. Laughter echoed from the smoke. Heh, heh, heh. Upon hearing this, Shenhan Hai remarked, "Kid, I admit your progress surpasses expectations, but you needn't be so reckless against an opponent you can't defeat." Xinxiang's lips curled into a smirk as he replied, "An opponent I can't defeat. I thought so too, but it seems I've discovered a way to defeat you. Even if it's a slim chance, I'll always try." Shenhan Hai challenged, "No matter how hard you try, you'll only inflict this level of injury. Do you truly believe you can win, Xinxiang?" Xinxiang retorted coldly, "That wound means nothing, but it does prove that I have a method to penetrate your ice shield." Observing his confidence, Shenhan Hai sneered, "This kid's technique is indeed peculiar." Xinxiang strategized, "With my next punch, I'll blend White Tiger True Chi with Azure Dragon True Chi. With my current proficiency in the White Tiger Divine Art, relying solely on its power may not suffice. The combination of two distinct types of True Chi should break through the ice shield that Azure Dragon True Chi alone couldn't penetrate. The synergy of these two energies will yield a unique potency." Meanwhile, Shenhan Hai charged forward, declaring, "Your next strike will render you unable to rise again. Do you still have the luxury to contemplate?" With those words, he released a barrage of condensed ice needles. Xinxiang swiftly evaded them and advanced. At that crucial moment, Su Meiyao appeared, her presence indomitable. She remarked, "Impressive. You've discerned the spiritual technique on your own. It's because you've employed diverse true chi types, creating turbulent chi flow that disrupts your opponent's chi." Xinxiang inquired, "Turbulent chi flow? Sister Meiyao, what does that entail?" Su Meiyao elucidated, "In simple terms, when you use only one type of true chi, the ice shield is affected by the true chi in a single direction. However, when you introduce another type of true chi, they combine to create a turbulent flow. This multidirectional effect weakens the ice shield, making it easier to break." Xinxiang contemplated and concluded, "So, the more types of true chi used simultaneously, the stronger the effect?" Su Meiyao confirmed, "Exactly." Xinxiang affirmed, "I see." Meanwhile, Shenhan Hai sneered, "This kid keeps giving me a foreboding feeling. I must defeat him swiftly. I'll infuse all the true chi of the 4 Elephants' divine art into this strike." As he launched his attack, Xinxiang stood firm and remarked, "My meridians are in chaos, and maintaining my stance is becoming increasingly difficult." Observing him, Shenhan Hai summoned a large ice needle, taunting, "Finally, Xinxiang, you can't endure any longer. Excellent. I'll finish you with this move. Condensed ice needle. Perish." With determination, Xinxiang surged his chi and declared, "I must emerge victorious." With that, he soared into the air and unleashed the 4-elephant fist. The powerful blow shattered Shenhan Hai's shield instantly, leaving him bewildered. The shattered ice struck him, causing blood to spray from his mouth before he collapsed to the ground. The other members of the Shin family were stunned by the scene that unfolded before them. Elder Pei stepped forward and declared, "I proclaim Xinxiang as the victor. Shin Tianhu shall ascend as the head of the Shin family." The crowd erupted into chants of Xinxiang. "Xinxiang! Xinxiang!" Shin Tianhu exclaimed, "There's hope for our Shin family. My son is remarkable. He won." However, moments later, he too collapsed to the ground. Later, in the evening, Su Meiyao admonished, "Little brother, I can't decide if you're brave or just foolish. Allow the true chi to flow through your meridians. If you were an ordinary person, you'd be crippled or dead." Xinxiang replied with a grin, "Sister Meiyao, can I still be considered ordinary? Look, I'm still alive and kicking. Feel free to check if you don't believe me." Bai Yu, suddenly furious, exclaimed, "What were you thinking? What if you had died?" Xinxiang teased, "I can see that Sister Yu still cares about me." A blush spread across Bai Yu's face as she retorted, If it weren't for the blood contract, who would care about your life?" Suddenly, Xinxiang realized his mistake and stepped aside, saying, "Oh right, I almost forgot. He opened a drawer and retrieved a hell spirit grass. Sister Mayao mentioned that this could aid in my recovery. She advised soaking half of it in medicinal wine. It's the perfect time to give it a try. A few moments later, as Su Mayao sipped the hell spirit grass, she marveled. The hell spirit grass truly lives up to its reputation as a treasure of heaven and earth. A single cup can restore our flesh to 10% of its strength before the injury. Xinxiang suggested eagerly, if it's that effective, then I should soak the remaining half too. However, Bai Yu interjected, keep it and don't squander it. The hell spirit grass may be a treasure in the mortal martial world, but its effects are limited in our realm. Su Mayao concurred, indeed. You must strive to reach the true martial realm so you can aid us effectively. Xinxiang remarked, the once unattainable power of the true martial realm seems within reach now. Bai Yu, triggered by his comment, rebuked, foolish boy, that's what those in the mortal martial world think. Hiccup, do you believe a true martial realm cultivator is powerful? Su Mayao interjected, speaking of which, something just occurred to me. Bai Yu gently slapped him and continued, beyond the true martial realm, there's the Nirvana realm, the immortal martial realm. They possess strength enough to ascend to the immortal martial world. Did you hear that, you lackadaisical boy? Xinxiang, feeling alarmed, stammered, I understand, Sister Yu. There's no need to be so angry, right? As Bai Yu loomed over him, Su Mayao remarked, Senior sister is intoxicated. I just remembered she's never even touched alcohol, yet she gets drunk from just a single drop. Xinxiang was taken aback. What? I would appreciate it if you could forget about this, little sister, Su Mayao requested. Su Mayao explained, we cultivators can use our true qi to dispel the effects of alcohol. The last time senior sister got drunk was hundreds of years ago. Who can recall something from that long ago? Meanwhile, Bai Yu remained on the ground, her presence imposing. She commanded, now, let me train you properly. Hurry up and improve yourself. Xinxiang, feeling overwhelmed, shouted, help! Help me! Ouch! Ouch!